All right, so you're a sled dog now? You know, normally with dogs, they pull the sled, not the other way around. I'm supposed to be in it while you pull me. You're crazy. I think you're loving this too much. Ooh. It's feeling just a little bit warmer today, but kind of cold dampness in the air. Echo! Echo! Oh my gosh. I don't remember that being so bad. Oh. Apparently Echo is phrase for Mom is here! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! So it's kind of funny because, hi Didi! Easy girl, easy! Yeah, my little pup there. Would you believe that she's pretty much full grown at 6 months of age? It is mind-blowing, totally mind-blowing. And hey, welcome back guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you are not already subscribed, there's a little red button down there. Go ahead and click it and hit that bell. There's always projects coming up. Sometimes they get scattered, but right hot going right now is the cabin project. Is it going to be on grid? Is it going to be off grid? I really don't know yet. I still have to research that. And like always, if you guys have comments on going on grid versus off grid, put them down below. Links, love that, all that sort of stuff. Totally appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So we have a little bit of stuff for the cabin that we're going to do today. I'm also going to show you a little bit about the stuff that Eric's been looking at for the new house. Now, several of you guys have pointed out that maybe putting the cabin on the pad where the house is going to go is not the best idea. Every time we do something, we wish we would have done it just a little bit different. That's kind of the downside of a first generation farm, is you have to make all of those key decisions yourself. One of the biggest things that we've been fighting out here on the property is that we have lots of like weird little dippity dips. Now originally, see, you can even see right there, there's a dip. When we first moved out here, this was the highest point on the entire front property. And this whole thing just went woof, slanted all the way down. And then it came back up to another little hill right there. So Eric had to take dirt from down there and bring it this way. And this whole thing, he took, I don't know how many feet of dirt off from, and then moved it all down here just to make one solid flat area to put the barn. That was crazy. That was before the year of YouTube. You guys would have loved to see Eric moving all that dirt with the John Deere. But don't worry, because you guys are going to get to see that house going in, which is probably going to be a lot cooler because we may or may not be doing it ourselves. We'll do the inside ourselves for sure. The outside, it depends. We'll walk through that in just a minute. So remember way back when I was talking about putting the cabin up there? When the house starts construction, I think we actually will end up moving the house on top of that. The thing is though, if we put the cabin on top of the shipping container, it's probably going to end up staying there. It wouldn't get moved into the backwoods. I'm not going to leave the cabin next to the house because that's just going to look tacky and kind of counterproductive. Hopefully I still have some time to kind of debate this whole issue, but for now it is going on the pad because I'm out of time and I have a pad, so I'm going to use it. All right, well, let me show you what I've been working on with the cabin. Ready? So let's talk logistics here. So far, I've gone through a lot of the stack, and I've got more rotten boards than usable boards. Now, granted, it is one stack. I haven't opened this up. These are still bundled. Maybe they're in better shape. Actually, if you look in here, they look like they probably are maybe in better shape. You want to get to the boards that are more underneath and see what kind of rot they have. So This board looks okay. I guess this board looks okay. I mean, they're definitely old, they have character. But here's the problem. I am really allergic to mold, and a lot of these are covered in mold spores. The other concern I have is bugs. I can see a lot of rot in some of these. I haven't seen any actual bugs, but it looks like it's bug rot on some of these. So what do you think I should do? Do you think I should just trash the whole idea, not use the boards? I still have time, so you can still weigh in. If I stain them, is that going to take care of the mold issue, or do I have to stain every single surface area of each board? It's a big concern. Alright, so I just got done running the numbers for these pallet boards. The number comes out to like 244 something. 244 boards. Everyone's like, oh, you'll have plenty. Do you think I have 244 of these? I don't know. That's 244 usable boards. Definitely, for sure, these are not bug free. So I'm kind of worried that if I put these in my cabin, one, it's gonna smell really bad like mold, which I'm really allergic to, and two, I might end up having bugs eating my entire cabin, and that would be a disaster. Looking at these gives me an idea. I have another idea. You ready? Yeah, so I was so excited about finding this that I totally forgot to get brushes. We might have one brush. Yeah. Alright, so I had an idea. I contacted the local lumber yard where they actually mill their own lumber. And I just got to thinking, I wonder what they have on the cheap end of stuff. I got some really amazing stuff. Let me show you. All right, so we have two different kinds of wood, and they're both about the same price, give or take. Now, I didn't even know that they actually made boards out of this. I thought they just used it for pulpwood. This is poplar. We have poplar trees everywhere. They are junk trees, is what I've been told by pretty much everybody. But lo and behold, they make lumber out of them. So if we ever got a sawmill, we could make a ton of poplar boards. It's not a very hard wood. I don't think it's on the softer end, but you know, for just putting on the inside of the cabin, it wouldn't be bad. So this is a very low grain wood. You can see it's got see all these streaks right here? This is what I'm guessing why it's not desirable. That's basically like bug stains, bugs that got into that. So this is low grade lumber, all right? This is not top grade. Now the next one is this. This was the one that I was really excited about. Oh, I just love it. Do you know what this is? This is maple. Now it's called Too Common Dark Maple. The desirable maple is all light colored. And you can see it's got some little defects in here, which I think make it look amazing. But this is gonna be what I'm really pushing towards for putting on the walls. The advantage of this too is it's so thick. This is 1 inch thick. See that? So you know what that means. That means I might not have to put OSB down on the walls, which was the initial plan. The initial plan was OSB with the pallet boards on top. But you know what? The OSB would run me about the same price as this maple for the walls. And I think it looks a heck of a lot nicer. So the downside is they're not milled straight. So if we put them side by side, you can see how they kind of split apart. So you'd have to run them down through something to make them square with each other. But anyway, he recommended putting some linseed oil down on them. So after some searching, I managed to find some linseed oil. This stuff is actually pretty common. You can use this combined with turpentine, I think that's what it is, to put on decks for a deck sealer. I'm not sure if that works for wood walls. I'm not sure how it would smell, but interesting thoughts. If you've ever done that or know the reasons behind it, put it in the comments down below. And then of course we have our clear satin polyurethane. I talked to the guys at Ace Hardware and they said this would work just fine. So all we're trying to do is just bring out the wood grain. Read a guy commenting on one Lonely Farmer's video. He was complaining about how every woodcutter out there that makes boards on their log mills has to throw water on the boards to show the grain. And he was just upset about that. I don't get to see that very often, and I really kind of like it. I kind of geek out just a little bit. Did you seriously? No. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Tidy. Why? Literally, I walked away for 2 minutes. Bad dog. That was the only one that I had, and I managed to scavenge that up. All right. So now normally you would do this in a nice clean environment, but we're just doing this for testing purposes. So let's see what we got. So this is what we have. The top is a polyurethane and the bottom is the oil. Honestly, I don't see any difference whatsoever on the maple. I really don't, except that maybe it looks a little bit more shiny. I want to say it's got a little bit more of a shine to it. It's almost a little bit darker than what I really would like, but the thing with this maple is that it comes in different shades. So you've got this, and then this side is much lighter. So I could go through and stain that side too, and see how it would come out if it come out a little bit different. You can see down here, this is all worm rot from wormholes and stuff, which is good in my book. I love that. So, and as for this, it looks like the oil, I really don't like the look of the oil on this, for starters. I think it gives it kind of a dirty look. But if you look at the polyurethane looks beautiful. It gives it a slightly red hue, whereas the oil gives it more of a slightly yellow hue. So here's the next question. How much per board foot do you think the maple is? So the way they cut them is that they're all different widths. They're not milled all to the same width. So you can see these are 2 different widths. I mean, you're paying the same for the wide versus the skinny. They just give you a lot of random stuff. So you ready for the price? And this is really what kind of had me. The price for the maple is 70 cents a square board foot. I'm not joking. So yeah, so that comes to like $150, give or take, just to do the walls on the cabin for wood. That's insane. And like I said, that's how much the USB was going to run me. OSB. Just going to cover the inside with USB drives. OSB was going to run me. And that's for the cheapest OSB I could find. So this is going to be very structurally sound. The biggest thing is just joining it all up and making it airtight. I love this. It's just so beautiful. I'm so glad that they showed this to me. And again, the company was Atwood here in Cedar Springs. And yeah, so we'll be using them a lot, I have a feeling, for next upcoming projects. If you have any other tips or ideas for the off-grid, on-grid, who knows what grid, cabin, put it down below. They're supposed to start work on it any day, so my fingers are crossed and I am so excited. Yeah. All right, so interestingly enough, I gotta show you what this looks like because the color changed a lot in the couple hours that it was sitting here. And I think even overnight it might change even more. You ready for the different color that it's changed to? Okay, look at this. Look how much different the two are. This just like blew my mind. Here, let me get it up above you. Even this and this, like you can really see it, especially on camera. Like this one's definitely more yellow. This was definitely a lot lighter, more natural. And this one's a lot lighter than this. Wow. And I'm not sure if, I think this lightened up a lot and this one stayed the same color. Now this, I would have expected this to lighten up because it's an oil and it's gonna soak into the wood. Yeah, it's just, poof, blew my mind. All right, so now I know you guys are wondering what Eric has been looking at for a house building. So I'm gonna show you just a couple floor plan samples that he's been looking at. And if you guys have any ideas or videos, Eric loves watching videos. He actually is subscribed to R&R buildings, R&R barn builders, I don't know, Texas something or other, all those barn channels he subscribes to. All right, so you're looking at some of the different houses and designs that Eric's been looking at.
There's three styles of house we are considering. One would be a post frame, like a pole barn, barn-dominion style house. Two, that would be a post and beam style house where you have exposed beams on the inside. And the third choice would be a ICF house, which is cement with insulation on inside and outside.
So we're not looking at doing a barn-dominium anymore. That's been negated.
I have always wanted a post beam home that has the exposed beams on the inside. See, this is a post beam home. This is your skeleton of the house. So the style that I really like a lot, I really like the shed style one slope roof.
That's a pretty major slope. And this is just a one story, right?
Yes, but he said that you can do a loft in there. We can re-engineer this so we don't have all these beams inside like the living room and kitchen, so it will be more open. So it's showing pricing on here. What does the pricing include? Like this one's $71,500. That's going to include your main structure,
which would be the wood,
the beams. It's going to include your OSB sheeting, your house wrap, include your roofing, everything for your roofing besides your final material, whether you want to do shingles or steel. It comes with board and batten.
So that's all wood.
I like the look of board and batten, but there's gonna be a lot of maintenance on that.
One advantage of doing a loft is that we don't have to finish it, which of course keeps your property taxes lower. You can have the house finalized and then later on go through and finish off the loft with bedrooms or bathrooms, or you can just leave it open. If there's a loft, most likely that's part of it will be turned into maybe a YouTube studio. And then the cabin will be just a cabin.
This one right here, you see the price is
$89,000.
That there's no doors and no windows included in that. Now I talked with the one of the owners today. I was talking about milling our own beams, what kind of savings would that be? And he said that would probably take about a third of the price off. So you're looking 90,000, so a third of that would be 30,000 off if we sawed our own beams.
So you're saying if we cut our own beams, these are all made from beams, if we cut those timbers out of our woods ourselves and use those ourselves, it would save $30,000.
That's correct. More work for us because when they ship their beams, they're all pre-drilled, pre-cut, so everything's ready to assemble. None of these beams are kiln dried. None of them. They said you cannot kiln dry a beam. If you try to kiln dry a beam, it's going to crack and warp, and they have to dry naturally. Yeah, so they're using green lumber. It might set for a couple months and air dry a little bit, but they're not kiln drying beams. If we're cutting our own beams, we were looking at some sawmills that I kind of like a lot. Would be the 130 Max. I really don't want a portable mill. I just want something that's stationary on the ground. Don't want a lot of hydraulics just for a farm sawmill. I just don't.
Now what you guys don't know is that we already have a Woodland Mills wood chipper. It's been sitting out there. We have not had a chance to put it to use. Eric actually bought it used this summer, planning to go through the woods and chip some of the trees down. I haven't done that yet, but you know, probably this winter we'll get into that maybe. So anyway, this is the same company, Woodland Mills. So here comes another debate: is basement or no basement? We talked to a couple people, builders, and they said that if you put it over a basement, it's going to raise your cost significantly because they have to work over that open span. For us, a basement would be some major storage that we definitely could use.
So these are their prefabbed house designs. The interior is a open slate. You can lay that out however you want. And if you want things changed, they have structural engineers that you work with. So I really like the single slope.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch Time Out of My Day. And if you're not subscribed to the Little French and Dog channel, I've got 3 Christmas videos coming up for that channel. So there's a link right up here. Go ahead and check them out. If you don't like it, it's okay. I won't be offended. But you might. So let's go take a look.